Hey there, it's Patmos and nice of you to join me as we are going to continue our little Ostriv, somewhat maybe not so historic town. There's a lot of debate about that, but hey, that's fine. I love that. I also love this view. I think the stone bridge is a little out of place in terms of all the other stuff that's not stone. But other than that, I do love the whole curved town around the river, lots of trees and stuff. I think we're on the right track. Still lots to do though, so let's get going with that. As we can see, we are now building a few houses on this site to start the shape of this whole area. I think we have to get some decorations going here as well soon then. And then once these houses are up and we will be going to the iron mine, we will get into a whole new area of things that we're going to do. So that'll be interesting if you ask me, but we'll have to see how that goes. Now, one of the things I would like to do is start working on this little area. It's very tempting to just make this into a little park. But since we have a granary here, and we will be selling clothes here too, we also going to need a warehouse here. So I thought, why not try and incorporate that a little bit into the area. Now, it's uneven terrain, so we can place this pretty close to the edge here. That should be good. We could also maybe try and fit in a dedicated cart shed, or maybe even 2 single cart parkings, one for the granary and one for the warehouse. But I think we should place these on this side then, so that we have a few options there. And then, of course, the entrance towards the chapel should probably be marked some way. And I was thinking about doing that in a way that this will be kind of off of that. So maybe if we at least go a bit like this and start guiding the people in, that will change the road layout. They will have to go all the way here and then get in. And same here, so they should use this now as the road. That gives us the option to make some park area here, something here, and also decide what we're going to do right there. One of the other things we could try is maybe go with like a little arch or a big arch to mark the area here. So people will come in, they will come into this area, and they will basically use the arch to actually approach into the area. I think that could be an interesting way to show that this is a separate area, different from the rest of town. And one way to do that is, of course, by fencing things off. Now, we already have this fence going. We can just attach it here. That should prevent people from taking anywhere in here. They should now really go around like that. And I think I like that. And then maybe on this side, we can just do like a different fencing to at least make sure that people know that they're not supposed to walk out here. And that this is to be a little bit of a special area. Yes, they can get in here. How? Well, we can just make an opening here. But then there's a little bit more guidance for the people, and they know that they should not just go that way. And I kind of tend to do the same this area. Just like this. So that they know they're supposed to go straight ahead, and then they can enter here. And then we can, for instance, try to build like a gazebo here, or a place for people to actually sit and enjoy the nature side. Now, this is, of course, a problem because this is uneven terrain, and we even need to build on water if we want to do it like that. So, yeah, something won't be fitting in here, but we can get this one fitting like that, and then put in some nice trees and such to mark the area. Give the people some shade and things like that. I'm not going to completely shield the area off though, and I want to put in some maple trees as well, so that we, at least at the entrance, and then maybe one somewhere here, one out here, so that we have a few different trees in here. And of course we need to get going with a few bushes. But at least this will give this area the little bit more the feel of like a little park where they can sit. Should we put in regular benches too? Well, maybe. Put one in there and I don't know, make them Give them the opportunity to sit and talk amongst themselves here too. I think that should be good. And then one lilac bush here to shield them off a bit. And there we go. We have another little park area with the warehouse integrated in it. Looking forward to see how that will look. We can see that they can still go around here, but they won't. They will most likely not do that too much. Mostly the people that live here will probably go in and sit here somewhere. So we should see that road going from there in here. Not right now because the warehouse is not there, so they can just walk over it. But we'll see how that goes. For now, I'm happy with this. You can see that they do start to take this now as a road. So this road should slowly disappear. And that's also one of the things that I like. And now this really feels like you enter into a new area of town. So yeah, this gives me a good feel. Maybe when we see it, we still agree that, it doesn't look good. We're not going to do it like that. That's the thing that can happen every time. But for now, I'm not too unhappy about it. Our farms are working. Growing. We can see that this farm has longer growth times though. So this one was definitely sown in first, but that's okay. This is still a nice area where we have to build a farm at some point. Can get rid of this deposit at some point. Are we already collecting limestone? No, we have plenty of stone. So it's time for them to also start collecting some limestone. And when we have it, we can probably get a lime kiln and such going. But that might take some time. There we see the iron mine. I have high doubts that anybody will go and work there, but we can try. We can try. And for the most time, we can just import goods as long as we need to. We do have the limestone now, and we have normal stone, so that is not an issue. The issue will be the actual iron then, but let's not worry about that too much. We do see, especially now that we're getting close to summer, that all the bushes start to blossom, and that really gives a different feel to town. We should see that here too. See, we should get more coloring on the bushes. That makes it look real nice. And now it's just a waiting game to see once things are ready. Here we build another house. Yay. Very good. That should also create a road this way. Something I like as well. And this gives us the opportunity to build a few pine trees, hopefully. Oh, we already did. Haha. Wow. Okay, well, that's good. That means that this will start to feel a little bit more like a real road. It's May though, so they won't be able to sow in their gardens as soon as people start to live there. But for now, that's not an issue. We should have good food anyways. Look at this. This area is really decorated up already. This a little less, but a little bit more open area could be nice too anyway. I do feel like this area is lacking some stuff. So let's give these some trees and bushes so that at least something is happening. And we might just put a bench here too. Why not? Like that. And maybe get a little birdhouse here in next to the bush. So that the birds can get into that bush and then have a nice house. There we go. Alright, well, it's not going too bad. House is done. They're now building the iron mine. It's actually going well. They built what they could. They're now out of wood, but every piece of wood is now coming in, so they can soon finish it completely. And that's the good news, because that means that then the mine can be completely done. And then I highly doubt we get people in, but at least we can try. Another problem will be the smelter, though, because the smelter will block off the river at some point. So we have to place it in such a way that it won't block off too much of the river. So it could well be, if you don't know that, by the way, if you click on a building like the smelter, you try to place it on the water, let's follow the river this way, you will see that there's a little bluish-green square here. That means that trade ships coming from places like Barvin Cove and Peniotine come in via this direction. So all trade ships come in this way. If we build, for instance, the smelter here, see, it's too narrow. We need a narrower, but here we can build it. It will block off the river from here, meaning that the trade ship comes in and it can't continue further than this. So if you want to have trade via water, we should have to build a trade dock somewhere on this area. So we have a very small area for the trade. This is an easy trick that you can use by just getting the smelter and going to both of the edges of the map. The other one is right here. We don't see any blue icon right here. We see the red line of the border, but we see no blue icon, meaning that ships won't come in from that side. So if we keep the smelter on this side of the river, all the trade ships can still come in and go all the way into town. We can build a trade dock somewhere here in town, which actually should be a building I think we should aim for at some point. But keeping the smelter away from where the ships come in will give you more options where to place your actual trader. So I think our smithy or our smelter should go somewhere here to keep it as far away from all the shipping lanes as possible. The problem is there's a lot of uneven terrain here. So yeah, oh yeah, here we can go. See, there's plenty of place here. The mine is here, so placing it somewhere here would not be too bad. And it could help us starting to get working quickly. Like, I'm going to place it here right now. What we can do is just start a new part of town here. Build this area up. And this is still open, but we have to cut a lot of trees there anyway. So we basically expand the town this way. I don't think it's really that historically accurate, though. So that might be an issue. That might be why we're not going to build it yet. But what we could do is now start to develop our town this way. And maybe even get a smelter going somewhere here if we can. See if we can. We can't use this part for any of the trading then, but we don't really have to. And if we build the smithy out here, or the smithy, why do I keep saying the smithy? The smelter out here, we still have plenty of room for the trader. So this could also be a nice, good spot for the smelter. I think this actually is a good spot, because that means that here we can build another house. And then after that, we leave some area open for the smelter, but also for some storages and things like that. So this might actually be a good place to do it. Alright, here we have the iron mine. And if you have not worked with the iron mine, let me show you a few things. You can only hire men in there, so that's fine. But you need to get some wood in there. Why do you need the wood? Well, once they start digging mine shafts, you will have to get wood in there to make those mine shafts strong. I'm going to put one guy in there, see if it actually is going to work. I think it's a bit too far for somebody to actually start working here, but we'll see. And then they have to get the wood in, and this will start to bring in slowly some iron ore. It has a local storage. It can store 10,000, so that's good. And for now, let's just leave it as it is. I have my doubts that anybody will get in there. But hey, we have the mine plant. That's already something. We could just imagine like this is the prospecting area. So they're now prospecting there, see if there's good iron ore. Because of course, we know it's there. But in their time, they would probably not know it. They would have to do some prospecting. That's what they do right now in that little mine. And then once our village grows, we can grow and expand that way and get some mining going. But as you can see, it's already very hard to get a worker in there. So it's probably not going to work out. They are now getting limestone. Great. We finished the house. They're already finishing the platform too. Oh, that's fast. There goes another house. And then we're going to build a warehouse. Nice. Oh, and then we're going to do all the warehouse stuff and the decorations here. Good. I like that. So we should already start to think ahead of what is to be next. Now, we built the smelter. We have planned it. I think that's okay. But I'm going to destroy it because we won't be using it anytime soon, especially now that we don't get any iron out of the mine yet. So the people would probably not bother with such a big project as building the smelter at the moment. They would probably be busy doing other stuff, like the infrastructure stuff. Another thing I would like to get, though, and this might actually be the right time for it, is some extra infrastructure stuff. And that could go straight in here. And that is the Cartshed. What does the Cartshed do? Well, right now... hold on a second. Let me just place these. I'm going to build two, by the way. And they should create the two streets in here, I think, like this. A little bit closer together. And then we can fence this off. Right now, when they need to get goods to a certain place, they will go to the nearest cart parking. They will grab the carts, and the builders will do that. So the actual guys that should be building are also transporting now. They grab a cart, they go to the build site, deliver the goods, then they bring the cart back. Then they probably have to rest already, and then later on they can start the building. These cart parkings are dedicated people in here with carts. You can have 5 carts and 5 men in here, and all they will do is travel goods around. And we can dedicate those to special deliveries that we say. So we can make a special delivery telling them to deliver the stone somewhere, to a warehouse or something. You can have regular deliveries, so just deliver food from the farm to the granary and stuff like that. And we can have building deliveries, so they will do the building of deliveries for all the building that we have planned. Now, if you dedicate one of these with 5 workers and 5 carts to the buildings, that will speed up the build process significantly. Because the builders, once they finish the house, don't all have to go grab a cart, deliver the resources. No, these guys have already been busy mostly delivering resources, and they can do most of the deliveries. So they can start to build the actual structure faster. And when all the deliveries are done, they will straight go to the next one and start delivering those goods. So that's very handy. So this can really speed up your production. Of course, you have to make sure that you have enough people for it. 158 is quite the minimum, I think. Would be even better if we have a few extra. But on the other hand, if we get one of these going, and they can help speed up the production of houses, that means that we can grow faster. So that is the other side of it. That could also be a good thing to do. So we'll see how it goes. But for now, let's just focus on getting one done. And probably the other one, but we're not going to use it yet. It's just there for planning purposes. Another thing I would like to do is copy this house and build an extra one here. Something like this, but then, yeah, connect it. Should it be too big? No, it should not be too big. But I like this. 15 trees need removal, though. That's quite a bit. Let's make it a tiny bit smaller. I think that's better. Yep, there we go. All right. At least we have one more house planned. That's good. Should we plan another house here? Maybe. Maybe. We can try. I don't know how it will actually fit into a street if we do it like this. Right, yeah, should be inside the fenced area. I know. And it will start to complain about uneven terrain. But that's to be fixed. See, if we place the house here, it's fixed. But I don't like it there. I would like it to be somewhere like out here. Oh, all the way up there it can be. Okay. At least this generates the streets that we want, and it will just be attached to the farm, which I think is nice. And then maybe we can leave this open as a little road and then build 2 houses here. I have to think about it, but hey, this comes organically. Some people think I should really be planning this out more, but I don't think that is how they did that historically. They would not already, with only 100 people, sit there and plan like 10 houses in a row, what we do. That's just not how it works. The new family would probably just come or whatever, and then they would say like, oh, we want a house, and then they would build a new house for them. And so that's more likely, I think. That's why I'm doing it this way. So yeah, we planned 2 houses. I don't think they would plan like whole neighborhoods of 10 houses in a village where you have only 20 or 30 houses. That would be a bit too much. We have a messenger in though. Let's see. Yeah, let's get some extra iron ore in, or iron in. That's good. We can sell a few potatoes, and I think I'm going to do that right now because harvest is soon anyway, and they might just spoil if we don't. Let's make, yeah, this is a one-time deal, so this is only once that they will do that. That's good. I like that. And then we will stop selling potatoes. I think if we take a look at the resources, we have good buckwheat. We don't have so many potatoes anymore, and now we're selling another 1,000 as well. So yeah, we need the new harvest to come in. That should be fine. All right, the 2 cart parkings are ready. Let's link them, one to the granary and one to the warehouse. And then, of course, we have to put the carts actually in there. And this one we need to set up for clothing, warm clothing, shoes, and probably some firewood. If we do 2,500 firewood, we can basically do 2,500 each. That adds up to 10,000. That's all that we can have in one single storage. So this should do the trick. Disable the men. Let's make sure that everybody can bring it in. And then we put one lady in there, and that works. Perfect. You don't have to put the lady in, but I do it for job purposes so that we always have jobs available. We can see that both these carts are now created. This one is still arriving, but this one is also created. So they can now use that as a dedicated one for the granary. Meaning that we don't have to build the big cart shed here, and the carts will always be moved around for other stuff. We just have these 2 dedicated carts that they can use for this. I like that whole idea. And all of these little tweaks will help to make sure that transportation and stuff goes more efficiently in town, which I think is good. We can also see that they're really removing these trees at the moment. They're doing a great job at it. And that could result in us building extra houses here too. So why not rotate this a little bit and see if we can build in an extra house here. Now I think we should do something with the road to make it the road a bit different so that we don't get like the straight roads and stuff all the time. So let's go like this. Then I can just copy this one. But then now we need to rotate this house too. And then the road should just go like this. So we continue the roading like this. It's impossible to make these nice corners there though, because hey, that's just not going to happen with all these straight lines. I think we should start to move a little bit away from the river though with the street, so that we create some space here maybe for some fisheries and stuff. So, oh, I have a better idea. That's it. We're making it way too big. We need to go for these smaller ones, of course. Okay, there we go. Let's attach it. Let's go like this, so the road still goes that way. Oh yeah, this is better. And then we do another one like that. That gives us 2 houses in the same space. We can still use it to go a little bit around the corner like this. And then the houses that come in here can shift a little bit and get the street up this way. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. I like it. I'm going to move this house over because it needs quite a few trees removed. If we just remove this one, they can build these 2 houses straight off already, which will help us grow our village as well. They're now putting in work in the gazebos and stuff. Now, normally, I would hold off a little bit on all these decorations because it takes quite a bit of time. You can see right now they've built 2 cartsheds and 2 gazebos in the last like 5-7 minutes. So that takes up quite a bit of time that we could also use to just grow our town, get more people in, and get all the jobs done faster. So if you want to have a little bit of a speedier game where you just get all the industries up and running and you want to worry about decorations later, then do those later so that you can grow your town faster. Right now, this game is not about speed, it's about fun and building a nice town. So I'm immediately putting in decorations at some points, because I just love to do that. So yeah, that's all a matter of what are you building and why are you building it and do you enjoy it. We can see that they're also building this already because they lacked the resources here. And they still lack a bit of wood. It's on the way now. I think there it comes. Once that is in, they can finish this actually, which is good. But yeah, it took them a little bit of time. We can also see that this road is getting smaller and narrower, meaning that it's slowly disappearing. And we can see the new road appearing here. That's great. I love that. Here comes the other gazebo. Yep, there it is. It's now completely done. This area is now basically done. All the trees need to get mature though. But then it will look quite nice, I think. And now they can start to work on this again. All the resources are delivered here too, and we will see that soon enough the cart workers, or once we get this up and running, they should be helping out with delivering all the goods to the different places. And that's something that I would really enjoy seeing. That's usually a very good thing to have, so let's go on with that. And of course, if you're watching this and you have ideas about town, or you have some reactions you want to give and such, feel free to do so. I'm always open to suggestions and stuff. Don't get mad at me if I don't do anything with your suggestions. I mean, it has to fit what I envision for the town and how I feel about it. But I also overlook things and stuff. So if you have a very nice idea, just share it. And it might just get used into the town. Of course, there's always the option it won't. That has nothing to do with whether your idea is good or bad. It has to do then with my play style and whether I think that is how it should be or not. So don't get too worried about things if I don't use your idea. It's mainly because then I think, well, it doesn't suit the game I am playing or the town I am building at the moment. So that's all then. Right, I like it a bit more when it's not sticking out, the fence. So that's what I'm going to do here too. But I do like this fenced off, so they won't be going in and out here anymore. I think that's better. I think that looks pretty good. And that will help to make the road system look a bit better. There we go. The first card is in. We can put the first man in if we have available. I hardly think so, but we'll see. Another messenger from Balaklia. Yeah, we don't need anything right now, so we're not going to do anything. The harvest is starting, so we should focus on that. I will be able to sell some charcoal as soon as the trader from Decorative comes again, but as long as he doesn't show, we won't be selling any charcoal. Oh, we have plenty of iron ore at the moment. Yep, we have a sir in here. He's going to work, and he should then start to supply for construction. I leave the special deliveries on always, because there can be a special moment where I need to do a special delivery. As long as I don't set up special deliveries, they won't do them. So they will just be focusing on supplying for construction. So you can always leave that on. And if you have an emergency and you have to move some resources as a special delivery, they can all contribute to it. So that can be helpful. Well, that guy should now be bringing some stuff here, which is good. And we got some more honey. I like it. I like it. We have some honey over town. This is actually a very fortunate game. I've played many games, but not so many honey in it. So, of course, we have a demand for honey. That could be one of the reasons that we get more of those in. That the game knows that we have a demand for it. So villagers are more likely to plant those. I don't know if that's the case, but it could be. That would be interesting. But, okay. Well, second cartshed being built. The next two houses can be built. This one had over 8 trees that need to be removed. It's down to 4 now, so that's going ahead at a good pace as well. Here comes the second cartshed. All I'm going to do here is just order the carts so that we have the carts in at some point, because this is going to take a while. And then once it's done, we will most likely not put people in there yet. You can already see how many people we need on the farms. They are able to only hire 2 at the moment. Next month should be better though, because then a lot of workers from different buildings should head straight over there and help out. Like for instance, we have 5 in here. If we set the off season to 2, that would be good enough, because we have plenty of these goods anyway. And then this will free up 3 men that can help out right there. Here we have 4 ladies in the weaver's workshop, and we have set it on so that they can do some extra work there, which is good. Shoemaker, let's make an off season of only 1, and they can do that then. All right, that works. Our town hall, is that doing? Yeah, okay, and the construction office too. There's men out of there that are now helping out, so yeah, they should now be able to hire a lot more people. Yes. Of course, make sure that you don't have high demand for people in other jobs then, because then they will just switch jobs and you won't see them back. So you have to make sure that you don't do too many other jobs then. But for now, this is working out. Even these are able to hire people. So yeah, we should get in a good harvest. As they are now building this house too, all the resources are there. So these 8 men can just finish this while the rest is doing the harvest work. So town will be growing. That'll be nice. I kind of like this. 162 people in now. Of course, the town doesn't grow too fast. We only play at speed 2 all the time. And the focus, of course, in this game is not on building a fast, economically independent, self-sufficient town. It is about building a nice, somewhat historic town. So yeah, the focus is on a lot of other stuff than just the town. And then houses and stuff. So that's why this town is not growing as fast as in most of my games my town grows. Because then the focus is a lot more on getting a good stable economy. And for that we need more people. But I do like the pace of the game. And that you can actually play it in different paces. Not just by the game's speed. But also by doing it in different ways. Like if you just focus on housing and get a housing and don't do any decorations, then yes, you can get a pretty big town pretty fast. And that's of course fine if that's what you want and if that's your goal. But if you don't want that, like I am right now, we are already 6 years into the game, or this is year 6 basically, and we only have 162 people, which for me is quite few. Usually I get up to 300 by now, something. So I like it that you can play this game at different paces and do it different ways. Right, the house is vacant. New family hopefully comes in. We'll grow our population a little bit more. They can build the next house. This one is also almost ready to be built. So those are nice additions as well. We have room for another person in here, I think. They're already building the carts for this one too, so hey, they can just be done. That's nice. Building this house now, still removing some trees in some of the other houses. Oh, mainly here. Oh, that should go fast. Oh. Nice. Well, this is definitely one of my more decorated towns. I would go with a spruce tree here. We want a place with just a big tree here. Don't have a lot of spruce trees, I think. Nope. So yeah, having one big spruce tree, especially now that it's around Christmas time, I think would be nice. Let's get a maple tree too. Then get a bush in here. Maybe place a bush a little bit more on the road. Could be fun too. And then, yeah, this is nice. And then maybe, because I see that there is a patch here that has mainly some greens on it, we can keep it that way. Make this look like a bushy area where they can just pick some fruits. See? Ah, yeah, I like that. I like that. There we go. Just adds a little bit more color and decoration to the town. Well, we can see the first graves are filled. We have 3 graves filled now. I love the graves, by the way, and that you can see who lived there, who lays there. You can read their personal log. So he arrived in 1724, started working at the construction, and then this one died at a reasonable age, so not too young. This one got old, actually. So he arrived in only 1725. Started working at the windmill, stopped working, personal preference. Started working at forestry, stopped working as a personal preference. Worked at the windmill again, and then died. So you can see what people did, and a little bit of history. I like that. I like that. That's cool. Alright, how's the harvest coming along? Well, this one is done. It just needs to get all the resources out. This one is not done yet, but is still able to hire. So that's good. That means that soon enough it will be done. That's cool. And I like the big hay barracks here. I mean, these are the small ones actually, but they are very huge and high. I like that. In terms of hay barracks, I love the look of these more than I love the big hay stacks. But of course they are way more convenient to use because you can store a lot more goods in there. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Alright, these need some lady in there. And I'm going to set this to 120% and apply to all, because we do need the charcoal to get the smithy going. And by increasing the pay, you can immediately see people prefer this job over another one. They just need to fill it up and make sure that we start burning it again so that we don't run out of charcoal, which will be very helpful for the town. So let's make sure they do that. We have charcoal stored though, so we have a bit of a buffer. But I think this is good. Let's see, we have 500 flour in here. Let's make that 1,000, because both of these are filled up. And if they're filled up, that means that their production will be halted. That's not what we want. So what we can do is add some stuff in here too. Make that 1,000. And that way we can keep production going and then things won't come to a halt. It also means that not all of the flour is bought. So we can keep growing our population without adding too many other food sources, I guess. Because we won't be running out anytime soon. I think at least not of flour. Probably also not of other food sources. So should be good. Alright, another house being built here. Also getting closer to the point where we can remove this one again and place it somewhere else. I would probably place it over here. Let's see here. So that these trees can be removed for all the building projects that we're going to do over there. That would be interesting. So yeah, plenty of plans, plenty of ideas. We'll have to see how that goes. For now, this is going to be the little end of this little episode. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. Leave all your comments in the comment section. I will respond to them. And then, of course, I hope to see you in a brand new video. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.